We have constantly been achieving the next records and breaking them. $33.58 price per foot, $42.50 a foot.
How do you do that? What drives that passion to just continue to raise the bar for your clients?
Do what you love and everything else will come naturally after that. We're really good at it. We really love it. We're probably two of the most ethical, honorable, honest people that you can meet. We're here to achieve your objectives.
How do you know what's going on in the market?
We're living in a time where people want as much privacy as they can.
You and Ethan have a Rolodex. Where are you from?
I'm so excited to be here today with Jay Parker because for those that don't know him, Jay might be one of the busiest people that I know. And just being next to him for the first 2 minutes of being here today, he must have gotten 20 messages, which makes me even more thankful that he's here with us today. So Jay, for some of our international followers who may not be familiar with the legend that you are, please introduce yourself.
Ruthie, thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. I'm Jay Parker. I'm the CEO of Douglas Elliman in Florida and the president of Douglas Elliman Development Marketing. And it's really an honor to be sitting with someone as amazing as Ruthie and the Assouline team. I'm simply thrilled to be here with you today. I have a tremendous affinity for you and Ethan, the business that you do, the professionalism that you exude. Your passion and energy is contagious. And I'm really excited to share with your audience all the things that I think about you and all the things that I think are a tribute to your success.
Thank you. We're happy to be with you today.
You know, it's interesting. As I sit here with you, I can't help but think about the first time we met. And I was excited at the prospect of you becoming an Elliman agent, and I was excited to learn more about you and Ethan, and I was really taken from that first meeting at the Edition Hotel. I don't think I've been back there since, but every time I drive by, I think about meeting you guys, and I think about how successful you've been working together with us. And respectfully, Ruthie, I think about how committed you are to the success of your clients, and I'm amazed by that. I mean, what drives that passion to just continue to raise the bar for your clients?
You know, I think that they say, do what you love and everything else will come naturally after that. And it was Ethan who really said, hey, I think you should get into real estate over a decade ago. And never was on my mind until he said that. And then I got started and then he joined a few years later. And what we noticed as we were doing it and as we still do it is that we're really good at it. We really love it. But both Ethan and I have something that is very ingrained into who we are that I think does make us a little bit different is that we're probably two of the most ethical, honorable, honest people that you can meet. I think we're really driven to saying to our clients, like, we're here to achieve your objectives. And when we say that, we really mean that wholeheartedly. So we're never focused on the transaction or our needs or the immediate deal. It really is always about how can we do the very best job to deliver on their result. And of course, if you're doing an incredible job and you're achieving an amazing result, everything else that comes after that will come naturally.
You and Ethan have a Rolodex that seems to expand to every single pocket of the world. So how do you do that? I mean, where are you from?
I'm actually boring, born and raised in Miami. Ethan's a little bit more exotic, born and raised in Morocco. Found that very shocking when we met because I never met somebody from Morocco. But going back to what you said about Oceania, for example, when we got to the building, and this was already post-COVID, post-2020, everything was flying, market was going hot, crazy deals were happening. The building was trading around $2,500 a foot, and that's just where the deals were happening. And Ethan and I, living in the building, we were so amazed by this incredible lifestyle that you can get living there. The 2 clay tennis courts, it looks like the Four Seasons at the pool, but it's completely private. The full-service restaurant, beach service, pool service, you name it, you have it in the building. And we were saying, wow, this is truly being undersold. So how are we going to take it upon ourselves to really elevate the values in the building? And when you look at each trade and each deal that we've done, and if you really dissect our business, you will see that for this building particularly, we have constantly been achieving the next records and breaking them. You know, last year we did $33.58 price per foot with an absolute price of $25 million. We did that off market, closed it, and then a few months later, we closed another one at $42.50 a foot, a west-facing penthouse that we traded at for $22 million when a year before it traded for $14.7 or $14.8 million. And a lot of that has to do with, again, going back to the fact that, you know, we're smart, we're driven, we know what we're doing, but we're honest and we're honorable people. So when we're conveying that, hey, this is worth that amount, and let us tell you why. Let us tell you about this double lot that you cannot replicate, these incredible floor plans, the incredible views and the lifestyle lifestyle that you can't have anywhere else, buyers resonate with that. And they say, you know what, you have a point. We're okay to pay that price then. And our most recent sale at the $4,000 a foot for a non-penthouse unit truly did elevate the entire basis of the building, as now we're seeing listings come up at prices that never could have been conceived before. Our results are actually incredibly, incredibly strong. And a lot of that is attributed towards Ethan's very targeted and strategic approach and utilizing me for certain parts of the execution and what I am very talented in. And we each have our talents. But I think that when you're putting your clients first, it always comes to a great result, whether it's him or me, and knowing when to yin, when to yang.
It's funny. I was just going to say you're a great yin-yang combination. And interestingly, when I call you or you call me, I assume that Ethan's on the phone.
Always
because
assume
I
Ethan's on
know
the
that
phone.
he's there. And inevitably, I have come to find that there's a very strategic initiative to everything that you do. It's not manipulative or calculated, it's strategic. And I find that you guys seem to find the balance between the aspirational price that you can achieve results in and the ones that aren't worth your time.
That's something you mentioned about aspirational pricing that I would actually love to touch on, because when you're on social media on the outside, you see big sale and everyone's like, oh, great, they just did another big sale. How easy, big check, right? They don't see all the struggles that us agents go through behind the scenes to get to that point. So I remember it was one of our first listings in Miami. We already did a big transaction, but we brokered a buyer and seller together. But now we were going for one of our big first listings. And I remember the seller was interviewing us and another major agent. And the obvious choice was this major agent that they were interviewing. And he said, I built companies and sell companies, and that's what I do for a living. And a lot of what I do goes on my intuition. So I don't know, intuitively, I'm choosing to go with you and Ethan, which was a big undertaking. And something about Ethan and I is we don't take something on if we do not think that we can deliver on the objective. If we don't think we can deliver it, we're not going to do it.
Smart.
We took on the listing, and I remember an agent came with a buyer to come see it, and he makes a comment in the show, and he's like, beautiful house. You think you're getting this price, though, you're out of your mind. You're crazy, but nice house.
Right.
And funny enough, he didn't know we already had it in soft contract at full ask when he made that comment. That deal actually did fall through, though. But 3 months later, we achieved it again and put it in full ask at a price that everyone thought we were absolutely nuts for. But we believed in the product, we stood by it, and we also understood the vision of what was happening to the neighborhood and how to give the buyer the confidence, hey, it might be a big price today, but 2, 3, 4 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, I did great. I got a really unique asset.
I think it's a characteristic that you and Ethan share. You're authentic. You're going to bring it forward no matter what people think about it, if you think it's relevant and you think it's important to the transaction and to your clients. And I think that that's sometimes very hard to do. How do you stay ahead of the curve? How do you know what's going on in the markets and really be an aficionado on advising your clients? Tell me about your strategy and the resources you deploy.
For real estate, and it's such a fast-moving kind of market, there's such a big human intelligence component that is needed to it, because we are very informed by 2 segments. We have our reports, contracts signed. Element puts them out every quarter. We have a report that comes out every week even on what's been signed the week before above a certain price point. So we're really gauging the luxury market, what's the absorption rate, what's trading, what's the discount, all of that kind of data points you really need to create your framework. But then you have an entire off-market world that has really formed even more so post-COVID as inventory becomes tighter and tighter, that you will not ever be able to read or know about unless you're in it on a day-to-day, unless you have the relationships with the brokers, the managers, the buyers, the sellers, to really know what's going on, to keep your pulse on the market before it becomes news headlines. And a lot of the times the news headlines are very macro and not really relevant to the niches of the markets that we're in. And that's why a lot of these deals are happening off market, because we're living in a time where people want as much privacy as they can.
We're in a very interesting time. I mean, we're anticipating interest rate cuts. Where do you see the market going?
Yeah, inventory is super tight. People are getting comfortable with the numbers staying with where they are. And when people ask, how's the market? The market's been strong and stable. It actually has not been very cyclical like it used to be. This past summer, 2024 in Miami, and the summer before have both been incredible summers with a lot of transactions, some of which have not even been announced yet, but which deals are going on. We know which deals are going on. And there will be big headline news on Miami once again. And even in New York right now, we're seeing big trades happening. So I think because inventory is so tight.
Look, you're following our framework, right? We want to be in the markets that our clients want to be in. It's very specific. And I'm just thrilled to work with you. I appreciate going back to the authenticity of the approach you have. I like your even keel. I think your clients clearly respect you and value your opinion. And I think that you're going to continue to see tremendous success. And I'm honored to work with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.